First topic I wanted to throw at you. You ever heard of something called not deer?
Oh, it's like a skinwalker.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like a...
So, the not...
It has the shape of a deer, but it's not a deer because it's some sort of...
It's got, like, unsettling features and shit,
it's
right?
Like gangly and...
Kelsey actually hit me to this one. She sent me an article on them, and I had not heard about them. But the first thing I said when she was describing what she was... Because I was like, what'd you send me? She's like, it's like a deer that, like, its legs bend backwards, and I was like, so is it like a skinwalker? And she was like, no.
Like roadkill?
Like roadkill? Anyway, so a not deer is a modern
I mean,
cryptid.
like, it gets hit, you know, its legs break. Or it's hitting like a stanky leg type.
Why'd you hit me?
Maneuver.
Why'd you do me like that? Why'd you shoot me?
Just, I imagine like the camera zooms in on the deer,
No!
and it's like a dead deer's body, and it just wakes up and looks at it and goes, "Why'd you shoot me?"
The not deer is a modern cryptid or urban legend that describes a creature resembling a deer, but with unnatural or disturbing features often seen in the Appalachian wilderness. So this isn't that far. This is like...
So where are the Appalachians?
So that is like...
Is that east or west?
That's east. That's like North Carolina, West Virginia, Tennessee.
All right. And what direction are they going?
What do you mean? Up. They're going up. They're mountains.
You're on the show. You're on the air.
You're in the hot seat
You're
now,
in the hot
girl.
seat. We have a couple questions for you. Have you ever...
You ever drank soup out of a shoe?
Hold on.
We can't hear you.
Hold on, I can't hear you. Hold on. Hold on.
You're gone.
Hold on.
Oh, it's...
Hold on.
Hello?
Okay, have you ever drank soup out of a shoe?
Have not, but it's on my bucket list.
Okay.
Okay. That's it.
Pretty much.
You guys suck.
What do you think about the war?
What do you think about the war between Gaza and,
No, just war in general. The war in general.
No comment.
Are you pro-Palestine or pro-Hamas?
I'm pro,
It's a trick question. They're the same.
I'm pro.
I'm pro?
proletariat?
I'm proletariat.
Yeah.
Alright, we're recording an episode, so...
Okay.
What are you doing?
Are you on break?
Working hard to pay my bills.
Working hard to pay my bills. Everybody wants a thrill.
I want to believe you two aren't autistic, but you're not really, you know.
Say something to the beautiful people at home. What are your thoughts?
Do all the math in the world.
Nice. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Alright.
Alright, love you.
Thank you for having me on. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Of course. Next caller.
That was unexpected.
Yeah.
But
that was fun.
pull up the not deer again.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry
okay, so-
about that. We got derailed a bit, ladies and gentlemen.
We got derailed?
something.
I got
interesting-
railed by a deer.
Something interesting to keep in mind whenever we do these things
Yeah.
is I heard this like whenever people are like, have you heard about the comedian Rick Glassman?
That sounds like a fictional character.
No, he's real. He
Gotcha.
said just like imagine the camera is the actual audience and stuff, like as if somebody else actually is in the room with us.
And you're talking to them.
Yeah, or like we're entertaining them.
Yeah.
Just always remember that they're there.
Right.
It's weird.
That's a good tip. That's a good tip.
That's good tips from Rick Glassman.
Rick Glassman, thanks.
Get out of here.
What about Hugh Glass?
What about Hugh Jass?
Hugh Glass was actually a real guy. That's the one from The Revenant.
So was Humongous.
Humongous.
Humongous was
That's a real person?
Yeah.
What about Big Chungus?
That was...
So...
I don't want to talk. Let's get back to the
Not
not
to...
deer.
Well, okay. Alright. You got a point. The not deer is a... So Appalachia is the Appalachian Mountains, or the region of Appalachia is like upper North Carolina, West Virginia, and Tennessee. And apparently that mountain range runs through there. So, not to be confused with the Rocky Mountains. Rocky Mountains are in Colorado.
Rockies.
Rocky Mountain High.
Appalachia.
Lord knows I'm a country boy. Got my dick in the dirt. Lord knows I'm a country boy. Now, got my dick in the dirt. Lord knows I'm a country boy.
Speaking of which.
So people say that they see these things like, they're side of the road and you catch a glimpse of it. And you're like, was that a deer?
Or was it not?
Or was it a not? Or was it not? Yeah. But its legs are bent back. It's like got weird.
Was that a deer? Wait a minute. Its legs were bent back. I don't think this was a deer.
It's just, all fucking knobby and you know what I mean? It's just.
It was so weird. It was driving a car and it went to the McDonald's drive-thru and
deer or not?
it looked like it was eating a McChicken.
Yeah. So apparently, though, people have also said that they see it with its fangs. It has like fangs.
Fucking a deer?
Do you know what Banicula is? Banicula.
Don't ever use that language on the podcast again.
Banicula, like Dracula, but it's a bunny. It was Banicula was a series of children.
That's cute.
Yeah, so Banicula was a series of books for young readers, and it was about
I think I have seen that.
A rabbit with with Dracula fangs.
I think I read that last week.
Banicula.
Yeah, it was for my reading assignment.
So it's like you catch a glimpse of it, and the first thing you go, oh, just a deer. But then again, if you're driving down the road, you don't go, oh fuck, you don't go, oh, just a deer. You go, oh fuck, a deer. So you kind of really do take notice. So I don't know why you would just overlook the fact that in your mind it's.
I'm sorry. So is it it's standing? It's not dead.
Yeah. So I mean, I can throw.
It's standing, but its legs are backwards.
It's not dead because it's fucking standing. Yeah, but it's. I kind of got like
Imagine you're in the woods and you come across a fucking deer. And it's just dead, bro, but it's standing up.
I got almost like a not even a skinwalker, but like a Wendigo type vibe. That's supposed to be a not deer. And then where's the picture? Yeah, like something like this.
He's got human teeth.
Where he's, He
looks hungry.
Something's not right with him. So
he's screaming.
Which a Wendigo and a skinwalker are not the same thing. If you don't know, a Wendigo is like a forest spirit, and a skinwalker is supposedly a man who has the ability to.
It's some sort of entity that it takes the form of something familiar to you.
So it's I want to say it's supposed to be like an evil
shaman. So it can kill you, probably. Most likely.
Which I would never get near a deer out in the wild. I would never go up to it. So I don't know how a skinwalker is going to kill me by disguising itself as a deer. Maybe a wolf. I wouldn't go up to that either.
That deer needs help.
I gotta go near that deer.
That wolf needs help. We have to go help him.
That's a nice wolf.
That's a nice wolf.
That is a nice wolf. But yeah, if you look here, it's got kind of strange features, and we'll throw some pictures up for you guys. Yeah, this is actually real trail footage.
Was that a mallard?
This is actually real trail cam footage. That was a frog.
Sorry,
I like that.
I didn't pick up.
I actually like this one. This one's pretty good. This is a deer, and this is a not deer.
Yeah, one of them
has fucking spikes coming out of its back and an open mouth.
What else you got? What's something topical, dude?
Topical.
Yeah.
Ointment. I'm gonna send all these to you, but I thought it was interesting. Do you think the existence of something like that is possible?
We're gonna have to cut the shit. Yeah.
Yeah?
If there's a skinwalker, that's just a skinwalker, bro.
Well, no, okay, well that opens the next question. Do you think the existence of a skinwalker is possible? That's one that we've never talked about on the show. We never talked about skinwalkers. Do you think something like that is possible? In the realm of...
I think it is.
Now, you're a man of religion. You're a religious man.
I was.
What do you mean you were? Are you off of that? You're off of that again now?
Well, now I'm Jewish, bro.
You're gonna be like... so I've been watching
I'm gonna grow my locks out.
I've been watching a lot of Curb Your Enthusiasm and the Jewish lifestyle.
There's a great Jew on there.
Larry David.
Right.
The lifestyle of Larry David really intrigues me. And other Jews of that nature.
Well...
It's your
I guess the ladies are loud.
It's your lackadaisical Seinfeld type Jew. You know? Where it's just like, oh yeah, I mean we practice 9 none of it, and it's just kind of like a cultural thing. We just stick together. We run in the same circles and we go to the same country clubs.
Oh.
Because in Kirby plays himself, so he's like made it because he is the writer of Seinfeld. But everybody fucking hates Larry David. In Curb Your Enthusiasm. Matter of fact, the character of George Costanza, he actually based his character as himself. Like, George Costanza is Larry David. So there's actually this whole side bit where Jason Alexander can't find work. He's having a hard time. And he's like, Larry, let's write a new show together. And he's like, because I just can't shake this fucking idiot character. George Costanza, he's like, he's an idiot. What do you mean he's an idiot? What do you mean by that?
I created you, George.
Well, he's like, I don't know what you mean by that. Well, how's he an idiot? He's funny. He's not an idiot. He's like, he's an idiot.
George, I created you.
And he's like, what did he do? How's he
I'm
an
your
idiot?
daddy.
He's like, he was in a masturbation contest. He's like, I was in a masturbation contest. He ate a chocolate eclair out of the garden. I did that. Well, it's not a very noble thing, Larry. It's a funny-ass show, but,
Not funny. Didn't like it. Hate it. Want to throw up.
it's pretty good.
Now I'm back.
But anyway, back to what I was saying. You're a man of religion, but also a man of science. He's got one eye on Jesus, one eye on science. Can we do a close of it? One eye on Jesus, one eye on science, and put Jesus in one eye and science in the other. Can we do that as an effect, or is that gonna really take a lot of time?
Yeah, we can do that.
Is that gonna take a lot of time to edit that?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to do it very crude.
Very crude.
Very crude, so it doesn't take any time at all.
I can't wait.
I don't know advanced editing stuff. I'll get to that at fucking whenever I need it. There's no
Yeah,
point
we'll
in
get
me
to that.
learning advanced editing techniques if I'm not using it.
That's true. But anyway, what I'm saying, back to the actual point.
So,
Do you think that the idea of a skinwalker is possible? Just think of everything you believe in.
Yeah.
I also think. You're like, I'm going to throw you through a loop. I'm on your side. I think a skinwalker, I think they're real.
I think there's interdimensional travel. I think not even...
So you think a skinwalker
I think that
could
it's
be...
not even really interdimensional. I think that there's a lot of unexplained supernatural shit. A lot of things probably weave in and out between different realities.
There is more in heaven and earth than man could ever imagine, Horatio. Or something like that.
Okay.
That's what Shakespeare says, or Hamlet says that. Or
One of them dumb fuckers.
One of Shakespeare's characters said that. There's more...
I swear.
There's more... I'm telling you, this is a fucking quote. Hamlet says it to...
Shamlet. I love Shamlet.
Yeah, that's
You're
better.
a fucking Shamlet.
you Shamlet, you! You Shamlet. There's more to heaven and earth. No, that's not it. Hamlet, heaven and earth.
Dude, you're covering up the
Oh,
fucking Soul Rock, bro.
What do you mean? Who gives a shit?
The camera's not gonna see it.
Who gives a shit?
You're pissing the people off.
This is it. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Basically meaning, translated
right.
to...
Hamlet was a fucking idiot. That's why everyone died in his life.
He did. He died, yeah.
Well, everyone he loved
There's a
died
ghost
as
in
well.
Hamlet. That's something.
Of his dad.
The ghost of his dad. The ghost of lunch. It's a ghost of fart. I mean, is a fart a ghost? Is a ghost
Is a ghost a fart?
It's a ghost.
A ghost is just a fart.
So yeah, I think
let's expound upon this.
Yes, go
is
ahead.
a ghost a fart?
You go, because I feel like I'm driving the conversation.
Well,
Go ahead.
because I think that...
And you should be driving cattle right now. You should be driving this conversation. Look at you.
Bruh.
You look like a
Let
land.
me tell you something. Me and the Duttons got a couple
You
things
look like
that
a
we need to
landman,
figure
dude.
out, bro.
You look like you're into oil.
Well, I've acquired a good amount of land with this area, and I'm thinking about digging and tapping into the oil
You
reserves
should
under my house.
contact your HOA and ask them if you can.
I need to contact DR Horton, and people at home, you can do this as well, and call them up and ask them if you can acquire some oil underneath your house. And ask them exactly what the specifications are for doing so.
Tell them you're just gonna start digging holes.
And if they don't, I'm just gonna start digging holes. I'm just gonna start digging.
I'm just gonna.
So let's play a little game. Let's do some let's do a little character. Let's have some fun.
Okay.
So you're gonna be the Dr. Horton guy.
Okay.
Or I can be the Dr. Horton guy.
Who is it? You have to explain to the audience who Dr. Horton is.
Dr. Horton is.
That sounds like a fucking Dr. Seuss character.
Well, they created the.
Dr. Horton, here's a who.
They orchestrated the Big Butter Beat Off of.
Big Butter Beat Off.
Of '96.
Damn, that.
Big Butter Beat Off.
Who won?
Israel. But okay, so Dr. Horton is they make houses.
Yeah.
And they manufacture, they fucking print out neighborhoods, pretty much.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, just cookie cutter homes.
Yep.
Not to shit on your home, it's a nice house.
But you're gonna be the Dr. Horton guy, and I'm gonna be myself.
Okay.
Asking about oil on the land.
Sure.
So.
Ring ring. Hello, Dr. Horton.
Hey,
Yes? Sir? Sir? Click.
Ring, ring, ring.
Dr. Horton.
Yeah,
Yes?
hello?
Dr. Horton.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Who is this?
Dr. Horton.
Okay. Do you know me?
No, sir, I don't think I do.
I think you do.
You think so? Who are you? Who am I speaking to? Sir?
Hello?
Yes.
I need to acquire some oil under my house.
Click.
That was a good skit.
That was a good one.
That was good.
Do you
That
know
was
me?
very bad.
Do you know me? I don't think so.
Do you know me?
I don't think so. Who is this?
Who is this? What's going on, man? Let's talk about the big E.
We don't
bro.
want to keep talking
Let's
about...
talk about the big E, bro.
We don't want to talk about skinwalkers?
Elon Musk.
Oh, I don't want to talk about Elon Musk. Jesus, we talked enough about this guy. He's losing traction. Let's talk about skinwalkers.
Apparently he has a botched penis enlargement.
What?
And he's got an egg-shaped penis.
Is that right? What do
I
you
don't
think?
know. That's what the
That's what
rumor
they've been
is.
saying.
That's what the rumor. That's what,
The rumor mill?
well, I thought about it and then I said it out loud.
Right.
So
I wrote it down, then I read it.
yeah. Well, I pulled my phone out. I opened up voice memos and I recorded myself saying it and listened back to it and I heard it.
Can we please continue talking about skinwalkers and the possibility of that? In Native American folklore,
Can we talk
skinwalker...
about skin stretchers?
Come on.
What was the last time you stretched some skin?
Never. I don't think I've ever... That's not stretching skin. That's sliding...
I'm just dapping you up. You said you never stretched skin.
That's sliding skin. So, brother.
No, I was... Man, you missed that whole dap.
That's
you gotta go
sliding
for the
skin.
grip and then the clip, bro. What are you doing with that Satan device, man?
Bro, you're talking nonsense. Let's talk about skinwalkers. Say something about skinwalkers.
I seen 12 of them last week in the Walmart.
What? Have you ever seen something?
I've never seen anything like a skinwalker.
Let me ask you this question.
I've experienced weird shit. I've experienced shit where it feels like I just experienced a glitch.
Alright, let's talk about that.
Where like you're driving, for instance, and then all of a sudden...
Is this the plane that's not moving?
No, bro. Just something out the side of your eye, and then you look for it, and it's not there or
You
something.
know what they say that is, right?
What?
Well, I think it's just a floater in your eye, like, just membranes or whatever.
And then as you're locked in on driving, whatever comes into your peripheral...
It takes over. Yeah, that's what's going to take over precedence. But, because you ever, like, walk into the get up off the couch, walk out of your house, and because sunlight hits your eyes and you almost see like something floating, but it's not there, or like
no,
you get up in the middle of the night, flick on your bathroom light to go take a piss, and it's kind of like tracers in your eyes. No. Tracers are. Let's see if anybody has like
no,
an
man,
illustration.
I've never had anything like that. I will say I've had weird ocular phenomena happen though, where I might be laying down and then if I focus on, when I was younger I used to be able to do this. Like if I focused on an object,
It'd be like something
moving
like
in a
this.
certain way
Like-
and it was stationary,
You
I
ever-
could make it move
Did-
in my mind.
Really
And I would be looking at it and it would be moving.
interesting.
If I thought about it and focused on it long enough,
And told it where to
it
move
would
to.
actually trick my vision into seeing that somehow. I don't know how the fuck that
But
works.
you see what this is, where it's like you look up at the sky, and
Yeah,
because
there's
of the
like
lights hitting
little
you.
cum stains or bacteria in
Yeah.
a microscope.
Right, that's what it looks like. I've seen that before.
It looks like someone ejaculated
It
on
used
a
to.
windshield.
It used to weird me out
And
when
now
I was
you're
a
trying
kid.
to look at the sun and drive your kids to preschool, but you can't because there's fucking jizz on the windshield. It's crusted up. You're out of wiper fluid.
Yeah. Shit's still freaky though to me. Eye floaters. You ever seen a toilet floater?
Kids are arguing over who put the floater in the toilet.
You know what kids are doing these
I gotta
days?
work at 9. Do you think I'm feeling good? Do you think I'm feeling good?
It's like a Tim Robinson type deal.
I guess, yeah. I was just trying to get. I was world building for you.
I really do think on some non-supernatural shit. I think that Tim Robinson and his brand of comedy has rubbed off on a lot of sketch comedy shit now.
Mhm. Yeah.
What's the guy, blonde dude, has kind of the bulging eyes? Him and his partner. What do they call him?
That's a bad idea.
That's a bad idea.
That's a bad idea. There's Almost Friday.
But
There's a lot, dude. There's a lot of Tim Robinson inspired, like his style of comedy, but they've taken that and put it into music.
Really?
Like where, I'm sure like whenever YouTube was first coming out or around like 2009, about like 4 years after it came out.
Yeah,
there was like a whole wave of like comedy music and shit.
These guys.
Yeah. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
They're really funny.
They are really funny, but it's the exact type of.
I wonder if they have a pod.
I don't know.
Let's call them up. I can't wait for the day when we can actually have somebody else who has a podcast and call them up.
Listen, if you and your boys aren't talking about the moves you and your podcast are making by the age of 30, you got the wrong boy.
If you and your boys aren't drinking a fucking Bush Ice and smoking
Those definitely ain't the boys you need. You definitely don't need that. I'm not even gonna let you
those are
finish
some
that.
rowdy boys.
Those are some rowdy fellas, yeah.
Those are some very bright candles.
Those are some naughty,
short wicks.
naughty
Or
boys.
what is it? Short. I don't know when I'm. They burn bright.
Long
And
wicks,
they're going like
long
that.
wick, short candle.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of wick.
Long dick, short nuts. Something like that.
That's something kind of similar to myself, dude.
I think I got the opposite going on.
You got long nuts.
Long
yeah,
nuts,
that's not the
short
first time
dick.
you told me you had a long nut. You have long balls.
That's not the first time I've said that I have long balls. I have long balls.
You got like old man scrot, huh?
Yep.
Old man scrotum.
It's not.
You ever hear something?
It's actually not that much different from the scene in Dirty Grandpa, where he's ordering
Never seen
pizza.
it. Never seen that movie.
Well, there's several scenes in it where the joke is he's got a nutsack that goes down to like fucking here, and he's like
Jeez.
tripping on it and shit.
That's crazy. What an insane
That's
premise.
kind of grotesque.
That's disgusting.
It's
gotta
mildly
take that.
disturbing.
You gotta take that thing
There's
up.
some things that people do that's like slapstick that
It's not funny.
become disturbing.
That's not funny. Yeah. We shouldn't even talk about something.
Well,
like
that's kind of sad.
that. Sad, yes, but it would never happen.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't talk about this anymore. It's making me very upset. And I think I'm going to lash out.
I'm getting
emotionally.
angry. I'm getting angry. I'm gonna lash
I
out.
see you. I
physically.
see you getting angry.
I'm gonna lash out
Your leg is
physically,
getting
dude.
so fucking angry, bro. You're heated. You're piped up.
I don't like talking about long nuts. Long grandpa nuts. I'm fucking tired of
You
it.
need to pipe it down, bro.
Alright, I'm cool. So, the other day at work, coworker of mine, he's telling me about this video game he's been playing called Phasmagoria or
Oh, yeah.
Phantasm.
Yeah, it's Phasmagoria. It's an old game.
It's from a few years ago.
Phasmagoria is an old game.
No, Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia.
Came out in 2020. It's only 5 years old.
Oh.
But anyway, I'm playing
thinking,
that. Because I asked Connor about it. Connor said he plays, and he was like, "You should get it so we can play together."
I'm thinking of something else.
But
I think I'm thinking.
You just hunt ghosts.
I think
stuff,
I'm
right?
thinking.
You hunt ghosts and you use different stuff to do it. And he's like, "Yeah, I would do some of that stuff in real life, but I couldn't." And he knows that we do that kind of shit. And he was like, "But I wouldn't like fuck with a Ouija board." And I was like, "Why?"
Ouija board's fucking baby bullshit, dude.
That's what I said. I said it's a game made by Milton Bradley. What do you?
It's a game made by Hasbro.
It is owned by Hasbro now. You're right. They bought the rights.
It's a fucking board game
Milton
made by
Bradley.
Hasbro.
Milton Bradley sold the rights to Hasbro. But I'm like, why? It's a board game. And I told him how exactly it's supposed to be run.
It's like when people were like going crazy. They thought that Pokemon cards were satanic rituals.
Pokemonsters? Satan.
What the fuck?
You ever seen that video of like the Baptist preacher?
Yeah, I've seen
going
it.
off.
Yeah, and he's like, a fire symbol?
Satan.
Satan,
And
fire, hell,
he didn't-
brimstone, electricity, Pikachu. That's the devil. I'm gonna kill you.
Well, that's because the fucking the lightning bolt is like. So apparently the lightning
bolt is a Hebrew letter for Satan.
It has something to do with because Jesus tossed the devil off the mountain when he was in the desert, and he struck down like a lightning bolt is the way it's described. So lightning bolt is synonymous with like the devil. Because I remember back in the day,
they're reaching for
you remember the skateboard brand Mystery?
No.
Okay, well Mystery was a skateboard brand, and I had a Mystery T-shirt, and I was wearing it. We went up to visit Uncle Jason, and Uncle Jason was like, it was weird on his part, but I remember this. So he like made a comment, not like, "Hey, is that Satan?" But he was like,
"You worship the devil."
He was like, "I wonder if that has anything to do with the devil." But that was it was a heart with a.
Oh, I remember that.
With a lightning bolt through it.
It's got the kiss ass.
Yep. And I was like, "Huh?" And it weirded me out because I was 8th grade, and I'm like, I don't
fuck with the devil.
I don't want to be with the devil, man. But he started telling me that, and I was like, "Let me ask you a question, Malachi." And everybody else was also on his side. They're like, "I wouldn't flap with that Ouija board, dude. Demons are scary." And I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, "They're not scary. I mean, they are scary when you think about it. But like, I said, let me ask you a question."
I guess.
I said,
hell's scarier.
I know. But I was like, have you ever? Why would you be afraid to talk to a ghost? Or communicate with a spirit? I was like, yeah, like the idea, everybody wants to be afraid, but like, let me ask you a question. You ever known anybody who's ever been killed by a ghost? And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, they're like, well, like maybe they were possessed and they died. I was like, no, never happened. They had mental illness. They died from unrelated issues. Well, wait, I was like, yeah, like, have you ever heard of somebody, like, you're talking to them, they're like, yeah, man, last week,
my grandma died from a ghost.
My grandma, she was laying in bed and a fucking ghost picked her up and choked her and slammed her into the dirt. It was crazy. And then, bro, like for 30 minutes, dude, after they all started laughing. That makes me feel better. And then for like 30 minutes straight.
It was so crazy when a ghost busted into my house.
Bro,
grabbed me by the collar and fucking stole all my money.
I've got some good ones. Okay, so I was like, yeah, Uncle Derek's not going to be at Christmas this year. He was walking his dog last week, and the devil jumped out of the bushes and dragged his ass straight to hell. Don't worry about buying him a gift. Or, yeah, Uncle Joe, oh boy, last week he got choke slammed by a fucking ghost. He's dead.
He died on impact, actually.
Last week, a goblin fucking busted out of the wall and fucking...
Had a huge cum shot.
It's basically a fucking...
And he said, holy fuck, had a big hairy nut.
Big old horse cock. But yeah, I was like, yeah, it's ridiculous. Fucking ghosts have never killed anyone, ever. No one's ever been murdered by a ghost. A ghost cannot physically harm you. It's never happened. If somebody claims they've been touched by a demon, I guarantee there's an explanation for this. And if not...
And that demon's name is Joe Gatto. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night.
Have a good night. The tenderloins are under some fire.
No, this is... The Tenderloins are a completely
They're done.
different show than ScareMeTender, and they are not affiliated.
Oh shit, that is true.
ScareMeTender and the Tenderloins are not
The
affiliated.
ScareMeTender boys do not support the actions of the Tenderloins. You might know them better as
Jogado, Murr.
the Impractical Jokers. They are running jokes right now, and I'm telling you folks, they are neither practical nor impractical.
Sal Vulcano might be safe.
I think,
He's been on a lot of podcasts and seemed like a genuinely nice person.
You think Sal's gay? As I have
think
my
he
legs
could
crossed
be,
like
but
this.
there's a lot of.
Do you think
you
Sal's
think
gay?
Sal might be
Do you think
gay?
Sal's gay?
No, but good night, ladies and gentlemen. And then that's a hard cut right there.
Q, I'm looking at you. You fat fuck.